Guys, welcome back. Today we'll talk about customer relationship management, the four C's of the CRM process, and the introduction and objectives of CRM process. So first we'll talk about the four C's of a CRM process. So one is correlate, then we have combine, cognize, and connect. Talking about correlate, all the transactions and all the interactions that take place between a customer and the organization, they are collected from all the contact points are basically customer touch points, a video of which we have already uploaded in the past, right? Then combine stands for all the information is mapped and all the interaction points are managed that happen between a customer and the organization, and on the data from all of them is being combined. Next is cognize. Some information or some insight is gained through all that data capture and data analysis that helps an organization to create a continuous learning about their customer, their products, the channels of distribution they are using, the markets they are into, and the competition. All this is identified. Information about these is gained from the insight gained from the data that they have from the warehouse or their knowledge base. Then is connect. This includes the application of the insight gained in the previous step to create relevant and customized interactions and communication with their customers, consumers, channels, suppliers, and partners. Talking about CRM process, its introduction and objectives. As a cycle, if you look at the CRM process, it works as a cycle. So the stages in the CRM process, they all are dependent upon each other as well as they are continuous. Now, as firms they move from one stage to the next, they gain more detailed information and insight and understanding, which ultimately helps them to enhance their next CRM effort. Firms become increasingly sophisticated in the implementation of CRM process with the passage of time and become increasingly profitable. For any organization, business starts with customer acquisition. It is needless to say, and therefore, for any successful CRM, it is very important upon solid understanding of the customers. Only then we'll be able to acquire them. So our discussion will start with acquisition of customers only. We talk about the CRM process. First, we need to first primarily understand and differentiate between the customers, then develop and customize, interact and deliver, and lastly, acquire and retain. So when we try to understand and differentiate a customer, what we have to do is we understand the customer's needs, then differentiate them, the customer, based upon their individual needs, characteristics, and behavior. Now, once this is done, we move on to the next step, that is develop and customize. So once we have understood the customer's needs, we have differentiated them accordingly, we develop the products, services, channels to meet these individual customer needs, right? And then customize by customer segment. We customize our offerings according to the customer segments we have created. Third is interact and deliver, interact with existing as well as prospective customers. Both are important, right? So we need to interact with both of them and thus deliver increased value to the customers. Lastly, acquire new customers and retain all the existing valuable customers. So the first is understand and differentiate. Obviously, to have a relationship with the customer, the firms need to know the answer to these following basic questions. Who are actually their customers? What is it that they value? What type of services are important to these customers? And how and when they like to interact with the company, plus what they want to buy ultimately. So this is first step. Now, several activities are important to understand the customer. One is customer profiling to understand demographics, purchase patterns, and channel preferences. Customer segmentation to identify logical, unique group of customers that tend to look similar and behave in a similar fashion. Primary research to capture the needs and attitudes of the customer is required. Customer valuation to understand profitability as well as lifetime value, or what we call it a long term potential. Then we move on to develop and customize. Earlier, when there was a product oriented world, companies developed products and services and expected all the customers to buy them. But nowadays, in the customer focused world, product and channel development have to follow the customer's lead. Organizations are increasingly developing products and services and even new channels based on customer needs and service expectations. Now, interact and deliver. Interaction is very critical component of a successful CRM initiative. It is very important to remember that interaction does not just end through sales and marketing, and all those usage of media. Customers interact in many different ways with many different areas or departments of the organization, including distribution and shipping, customer service, and even online. Now, to have a fruitful relationship with the organization, the companies need to ensure that all departments of the organization have easy access to important actionable customer information. Plus, all departments are trained on how to use customer information to tailor or to customize these interaction based upon customer needs, potential customer value. We also need to remember that talking about value is not just based on the price of the product or discounts being offered. In fact, customer perception of value are based on a number of factors like quality of the product and services being offered, the convenience with which the same are available, the speed at which the company delivers these goods and services, and ease of use, responsiveness, that is the response which the company gives to the customer query, and service excellence. Last, we have acquire and retain. Successful customer retention is based very simply on the organization's ability to constantly deliver upon three basic principles. First, maintain interaction with the customer. Never ever stop listening to your potential as well as existing customers. Then, continue to deliver on the customer's definition of value. What is it that the customer values the most? That thing has to be delivered on a continuous basis. And the last is, remember that the customers, they change as they move through different stages of their life. So be alert for the changes and be prepared to modify the service and value proposition as these customers change. And thus the cycle continues and firms keep on moving from one stage to the next, gaining more and more insight, more information, thus gaining more understanding of the customer, and this automatically enhances their CRM efforts. That is it. In the session, we'll continue with more. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.